Okay, so in today's video I've got week 5 of the 365 days of art challenge, so if you want to see that then keep on watching. Okay, so this week I started with a really quick and simple one, so it was literally just painting, or it said colouring in, but I just went for watercolours as I do with most of these. Yeah, really simple one, just colouring in these circles. So it was 2 like very similar circles next to each other. I think one had like 1 extra ring than the other one did, or 1 extra like outline of a circle, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just coloured these in, or painted these. I went for like a pink red colour to begin with on the right hand side, and then I used the exact same colour but in reverse. So instead of painting the middle circle, I went for the one around the middle, as you can see, just kind of in a reverse instead of having them exactly the same. I did actually consider for this one doing like one side like this, like the red or pink and purple, and then have the other side as like blue and green, to kind of, you know, add a bit more colour and for them to like contrast against each other. But I kind of wanted to see what it would look like if I used exactly the same colours just in reverse order, and yeah, this is how it turned out. I kind of wish that the purple was a little bit lighter than it actually is, kind of more how it is in the second circle that I did. I just think it's a little bit too dark on the first one, but yeah, that's what I did for that first one. So the next one was writing what I used to draw as a kid. So I just wrote down that I would draw like houses with, I'd always do like 4 windows and a door in the middle, and then there'd be, you know, as every kid does, a sun in the corner with like clouds, and I do like the little like M-shaped birds, you know, to like kind of look like they're flying, and then I do like flowers in the garden and around the windows as well, and then I'd always draw like either a little cat or a dog in the window. So yeah, that's all I wrote for that one. I might actually recreate that for a video at some point. Might see if I can find some of my old art that I used to do, if you can even call it art, some of my old drawings, and recreate them now. I don't know, maybe that'd be really boring. Maybe I'll do it, I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. But yeah, we then moved on to this next one, which was just colouring in between the wavy lines, which I went for, I mean, I guess this is kind of really obvious, but I went for a sort of like sea, like ocean theme. So I did different shades, different opacities of blue for this. So as you can obviously see as I'm going up, some of them are a lot lighter, some of them are a lot darker, and I just kind of went up like that. And then when I got to the end, I just went back over again and added some darker blue in again, just along the lines, to kind of add a little bit more depth to it, just so it wasn't just a bunch of blue lines. But yeah, that's what I did for that one. I just kind of wanted to keep this one super simple, as you can probably tell. But this actually surprisingly took me quite a while to do, you know, like mixing up the different shades of blue, because as I was painting them on, they honestly didn't actually look that much different, but obviously when they dried and on camera you can see that they are quite different. But yeah, painting them on, it was quite difficult to tell how dark or how light one of them was until it had actually dried. So a couple of them I did go back over a little bit, not majorly, but I did a little bit. And then, like I said, yeah, I just went back over and added some like little, well, not highlights, but like shadows into it. Not like proper shadows, kind of more like not cartoony, but like unrealistic. Obviously you'll see me doing them here, so I just kind of added them along the some of the lines of where the waves are anyway. And for this one, to be honest, you'd probably think, you know, doing blue is really obvious and doing it like a sea is really obvious, but I honestly couldn't think of much else to do for this other than just literally doing random colours, which, you know, would have even less sort of meaning to it. So yeah, that's what I decided to go for with this one, and I do like how it came out. I do just think that it is a little bit boring, but yeah, anyway, moving on. The next one I did, we had to set a timer and draw in 1 minute, and that was all the time I had. So I tried to pick an object to draw, and the object I went with was, I don't actually think it's in the frame at the moment, no, but I think it will be in a minute, was a tiny little, there we go, sample of the Sea perfume by Giorgio Armani, and yeah, that was incredibly difficult to draw in a minute, and I'll be honest, I think I took about 2 minutes rather than a minute, but yeah, that's why that sketch is absolutely awful. But yeah, that's where I went with that one. And then this one, it said draw a map of a journey you've taken recently. So I drew my journey to work. As you saw to begin with, I kind of drew too far over and then realised that I have too many right turnings to start that close to the middle of the page, but what I did is I just kind of followed along in my head, just turned the pencil as as the road turned, and then yeah, that's what I ended up with. And then this one here was all about like mark making, but like negative space, I guess. So as you saw me do there, I just shaded around or over the rest of the paper, and then just used a rubber to create marks, but obviously as highlights instead. So yeah, that's quite an interesting one. Obviously when you do big drawings, that's a good way to add highlights in rather than going over with white pencil or white paint or anything like that. It's quite a good way to work with negative space to create highlights in different pieces. But the last one that I did this week was actually this egg, which is probably a bit random, but it just said the prompt was draw something so that it fills the whole page, and it doesn't fill the whole page. I kind of went for this thinking draw it like kind of big so that it's big in the middle of the page, and then after I'd done it, I kind of thought about it after and thought I could have picked one specific section of that egg and filled literally the entire page with it, and just filled it with the patterns that were inside rather than drawing the whole thing. But overall I do like how this came out. As you can tell, I take random inspiration from things that are in front of me. This egg is usually in that little like cupboard, like grey cupboard that you can see. It's usually in there, but on the other side. But yeah, I've had this egg for years, to be honest. So yeah, I thought I would go with that. I thought it would be cool to add some of the different greens in, and obviously it's got that brown fleck in. So I just kind of wanted to include that as well. So yeah, I just thought it would be quite effective, and I do definitely like how it turned out. And then I'm just doing the tracker this week like I do at the end of each week. So that was week 5 of the 365 Days of Art Challenge. If you liked this week, make sure to like and comment and let me know what you thought. But yeah, thanks for watching. So make sure that you subscribe and come back next Sunday for next week's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.